Man, we got 3 hours of WWE. 3 hours of WWE, and we got 5 wrestling matches. I don't care what you say anymore. You want to tell me don't get excited about AEW? Guess what? I'm excited about AEW. That's all I got to say right now. Man, let's mark out.
We are going to watch Battlegrounds, drink some Diet Pepsis, and talk about the Ascension.
I'm not angry. What the...
The longest-running weekly overproduced, under-talented, episodic, sometimes echoing, often infighting wrestling podcast.
I know what I want to see as a wrestling fan, and this company is what I'm looking for as a fan.
And that was Chris Jericho. And this is Monday Night Rawsome, if you will, the Markedoutwrestling podcast. I am Rody Rob. I'm your host tonight. And we're going to talk about AEW. That's right. We're going to talk about AEW. We're going to talk about Raw, what's worth talking about. But I'm going to be honest with you. Before I bring my panel in here, I don't know what there's to talk about. It's like if AEW, they put their dick on the table. And all WWE had to do, even if they had a little dick, they had to put their dick in response on the table. That's all they had to do was just show something tonight. And they came to the fight with literally nothing. They came to war with no weapons. WWE was so bad tonight. I mean, I'm not even angry. I'm over it. I am 100% locked into AEW. I'm sorry. Let me get my guys in here. We got Bionic Brian, the voice of, and I don't mean the real voice, but the voice of Full Faith Wrestling.
That's a little extreme.
The ring general of words.
Ring announcer?
Yeah. Brian is here, so we got Adam here as well. Adam,
I'm glad you didn't Medine my intro like you did Brian.
I know.
It's okay.
I'm excited tonight.
You are. All day I could tell that you
I am
amped.
hyped. I'm hyped.
He's been blowing up our group chat about production notes.
Right, and with us right now, we got Kiera's joining us as well. Say hi, Kiera,
Hey.
so I know your mic's on.
What's going on?
All right, thank you for that.
Queen Kiki.
Queen Kiki.
Thank you.
You can tell she showed up for sound check.
Man, let me take a breath. If you are a wrestling fan, thank you for being here. Today is an exciting time, whatever, to be a wrestling fan. I am very excited about talking about wrestling tonight because we're not going to talk that much about Raw tonight. Because, guys, let's just get to it right now. Adam's going to give us more later. But let's just wrap the bow on WWE Raw tonight.
All right, so what happened?
Exactly. What happened?
The only thing I know that we should talk about in length, and I think we have it scheduled later, is the Firefly Funhouse. Nothing really was added tonight to me to make it that we have to talk about it now. I mean,
I got the mask.
the Shane Roman feud added their cousin in. I mean, there's nothing to talk about otherwise.
Can I just let's just move from it? I just want to say this, man. I'm seeing for weeks now, for months, I've seen people online say, "Calm down," and our own Buzzkill Bob, "Calm down about AEW. Calm down. They could be trash," and I've said it too. I've said be hesitant.
Right. Now the thing is, let's wait until they have 6 months of television under their belts.
Right. Well, they're only been around for a year now.
Now, Rob, I do agree with. I'm not as bad as Buzzkill Bob and being so glass almost empty. But I mean, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's see what they can do. I think this is you asked me this earlier. You talked about this. Is this the girl that you haven't gotten any in a while, and then somebody wants to make out? And you're like, oh, my God, I'm in love with her just because you haven't made out in a while? Are we just all going crazy because it's been so long since we've seen a product that was any good? Because I'll be honest, wrestling-wise, I thought it was. I'm being devil's advocate here, but I thought it was on the same level of WWE wrestling-wise.
Really?
It's just the stories don't compare.
Whoa, I'm sorry. My ears are bleeding with just pure what the fuck.
Not the everyday match.
You thought the wrestling was equivalent on
there's a lot of good matches in WWE that could hold up to that. Gargano and Cole the last time
That's
they
NXT.
fought. But
That's NXT.
Okay. Well, then NXT is what I'm referring to.
Okay, NXT's fine.
Velveteen. I mean, there's a lot of Matt Riddle is whole other level, because
Your argument's gone now. I'm sorry.
I meant WWE is NXT.
You're shitting all over your own words right now.
I'm not.
You are.
No, I'm not.
You are.
I'm saying
You're
the little bit of storyline that they provided AEW, which was very little, like, at
Really?
Fight for the Fallen, I want you to be my partner at the end of the Dustin and Cody fight. That was
Really?
providing some storyline. What do you mean?
I'm blown away. The things you were saying right now to me. I mean, we watched it together,
Right?
And you clearly didn't watch what I watched.
No. But I'm saying that there wasn't like a 10-minute, 20-minute promo build and story package. They did each match. You knew what it was for. You knew that Omega and Jericho
Well,
was for
pause.
the number one.
Don't filibuster. Pause. Let's have a conversation.
That's what I'm saying.
No, that's all you're doing is saying. Let's have a conversation. Let's pitch it back and forth to each other.
I'm
Okay.
giving you the examples for you to shoot down.
Okay. Well, let me get in there. Okay. So first, they didn't do opening promo packages for AEW because they haven't had any program beforehand to do a promo package for.
Right.
Right? Okay.
So
No. I'm still talking. Okay. Stop trying to fucking come in again. Jesus. So there's one. Number two, no story. I thought for being a brand new product with a brand new roster that's never done anything, I thought that they introduced characters in a great way. I mean, we got MJF, who I'm in love with that dude. I liked him beforehand.
Right.
But
having him mix it up with Bret Hart.
Right.
Yeah.
Having that guy introduce himself. You had that big Lucha faction show up. That starts a storyline, right? Moxley obviously is going to start a storyline. I mean, so you can't say that didn't work on storylines. You can't say that the wrestling is good as WWE. NXT is comparable, but I'm not putting NXT and WWE in the same.
Did you hear what I said, Rob? I said, for what they did, it was a good start. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Right. I'm not going to blow my wad and get excited because the whole thing we've been against with WWE was that their talent's there, but their storylines suck.
Okay.
This is just a glimpse of the story that's
Sure.
built. You're right. It's a great opening salvo, but I'm still hesitant because I'm a battered housewife in the WWE eye.
Here's what I think you, and I all respect, you and a lot of other fans, Brian, I think you guys have blinders on. What I mean by blinders is you're looking at what happened on Double or Nothing as a single entity, right?
Not me. Don't group me into him.
I'm talking to you, the audience.
Sure.
Right. As a single entity, you're like,
We never did intro our audience.
Well, we'll get to them. We're talking WrestleMan. As a single entity, you're going, AEW needs to. I'm seeing it on our board too. Speaking of our board, is people are saying, don't get excited by AEW is a B- at best. Okay, you're looking at one pay-per-view. You're not looking at the full picture here. Now, I spent today going through sound bites from the press conferences afterwards. Which, by the way, it was great they had press conferences and they weren't doing kayfabe. They were answering questions. A couple kayfabe moments.
Kind of like the electric chair segment.
Right, like the electric chair segment. Wow.
Now, you can do that, though, Rob, when you have 6 weeks between builds and not this bullshit 3 or 4.
Okay, but let me finish my point about your blinders here. Is that if you listen to what they have going on, they explained in great detail what they have happening, what they have coming up. So you could say they can improve, which anything in the world can improve in any way, right? Nothing is perfect. Everything can improve. If you look at everything they have going on, yes, I'm not going to pump my brakes. They are ready to go, and it is festering in the oven. Everybody's ready to dig in.
Plus, you can say that this is their first event, but, I mean, a lot of the same players were involved with All In, so this is the second one that they already fucking knocked out of the park.
Right.
I don't know how you can still kind of be, just hesitant about the product. It's great.
Everybody, again, I'm not.
I know you're not shitting on it.
This is
but
chapter 1 of a book. It's like watching the opening fucking scene of a movie. I think I am all in, no pun intended, on the opening scene, but I'm not going to get carried away just because I haven't had a date in a year and some girl's finally going to go out with me.
No,
I'm going back to the kissing thing.
I'm getting carried away.
I'm using that analogy. I know you're getting carried away. I'm being very realistic.
No.
You know me outside of this podcast.
But look,
I'm setting logic.
No,
I have been beaten by WWE. I cannot accept that this is just going to change
here's my
now
thing
after
is,
one show.
Here's my thing is, if you're a wrestling fan like we're wrestling fans, right? Then, yeah, that saying stop being all enchanted by AEW because WWE is so bad. No, that's the point. WWE has been so bad so unwatchable that me as a wrestling fan, yes, I am enchanted at the prospect that these guys, literally, if they came to work, if the TV started rolling and they farted on each other for 2 hours and then wrestled because they were like, you farted on me, let's fight, it would be better than WWE.
Well,
So just because there's an alternative, Brian, that is why I'm enchanted.
I don't know about the whole farting.
You know what I'm saying.
No,
Come on.
I gotcha. It's not just a T-shirt company, folks.
It's not.
No.
Okay,
Well, and clearly, with the Brock party, they would lose the T-shirt war anyway.
And neither is WWE. They are not a T-shirt
They
company.
are clearly.
line of the night is Brian. We're all shitting on the boombox briefcase, and Brian goes, "Yeah, I'd buy it though."
The thing is terrible, but I'd still probably buy it.
So good.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's real quick. We got YouTube Live going. We got Twitch Live. We got all that. I got Murillo 95 on Twitch. Thank you for being there. Adam, what you got on YouTube Live?
Stike is here. Bang Bus is here. DP, Teddy Two Stone, Jessuark. Haven't seen you in a bit. Fallen Caroline, Soji, welcome back. I saw Rocky earlier. And that's it.
Okay.
Rocky.
So here's what's going to happen tonight, guys. Obviously, we've been blustering about it, but we are going to talk some AEW here, and more than just what we've already done. Some detail. We're not going to go match to match what they did at Double or Nothing. And as far as Raw goes, we'll do something for Raw a little bit later on. We're not really going to dig into Raw. We're going to talk about Raw. We're not going to do it. We're going to do our NXT predictions as well.
Yeah, this is a go-home show, technically, for
Sure.
TakeOver 25.
No,
Sure.
for Saudi Arabia, brother.
Saudi.
No.
Not yet. That's two. That's next week.
two.
Okay.
Oh, damn it. Well, if you're walking there, it would probably take you.
Yeah. Look, I just gotta. So
Use the time tunnel.
So WWE came out. We saw when the McMahons and Hunter and all them, they came out in the ring several weeks back, and we see you and we hear you, and we're gonna give you something new, something different, right?
Something fresh.
Right. We heard all that, and we gave them an opportunity, and they have completely shit on that.
Well, since you bring that up, Rob.
God, it was a fucking segue.
Well, that's what I want to. I was waiting to make this point is that you got all excited back then. We all did. Check the tape. We
Yeah.
all bought into Triple H's promise, and it didn't deliver.
Right.
That's why I can't get so excited about this.
I know. I was really
Not
I was,
as excited as
I
I
was
wanted to
segueing into an audio clip, and you just fucking
Oh.
cut it off at the balls. So here's Cody.
All right, so
Here, don't shit on me. Just shut up. That should be an apology.
I want fans to keep us accountable. The moment something slips or the moment something misses, let us know. Because that's something that's missing. When you're the only game in town, you don't care. We care.
All right, so subtle shot across the bow of WWE saying, if you're the only game in town, you don't care, right? And I think we all agree with that aspect of it. I don't want people to get all crazy about because when WWE said that we're going to let the fans, we're going to listen to you, people came out in the woodwork, just like Buzzkill Bob, and said, oh, now the fans are going to be running creative. No, what he's saying is we're listening. And if our entire show is stupid, we're going to adjust.
Sure.
Right? They even said it. They had the dark promo at the end of Double or Nothing.
Right.
Cody says, "We're not going to let you down," and I tend to believe him there.
No, it was, and and also calling them family, which is a big thing too, and just making it sound like that just everyone is this is for everybody. This is for you. We're listening to you.
Right.
So let us know, which is I mean, it's refreshing. Really.
Yeah, we're not going to make our creative path because of you, but if
are they calling their fans family too?
Maybe Bob would hate that.
I know we tried to do that, and Bob shit all over it.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of family, Cody's Dustin and Cody, man, fucking awesome match.
And I don't know if you guys saw, but when he was in the ring, he's literally unhinging, and just coming out of whatever shell had been put over him.
There you go.
You could say that about a lot of people.
You really could.
Oh yeah.
And again, that's another reason why I'm not just getting caught up, Adam, on the pay-per-view being my guide to everything being wonderful in wrestling land, is that the fact that you have these veterans coming out like Dustin, who's coming out and he's look, this is I want you to listen to this real quick, and then I'll get your response on it, Adam, on the back of it. This is Dustin. He was asked what he wants his legacy to be. I mean, Dustin Rhodes, 30 years in the business, what he wants his legacy to be.
What do you want your legacy to be remembered as?
Tonight. That's all I could say about that, man.
I mean,
Yeah,
that
after everything he's done, and that's the thing that he wants to be remembered for. That's incredible.
is. Adam. I mean, that's more than the pay-per-view. That's saying that a veteran of the business is looking at this going, this is it, man.
So I didn't really watch Black Reign in TNA. I didn't really watch him as himself in WCW. I know him as Goldust. And the Goldust era, which is 20-plus years, I can only remember one match, and it was because it was so hokey.
Roddy Piper?
It was Roddy Piper, the back alley brawl. I mean, I remember gimmicks, his stuttering. I remember when he was with Marlena. I remember when he was with Booker. I remember that shit, but there's no standout moment. There's no way in hell I'm going to forget this one. And it's not just because of the blood. It's because, number one, they're brothers. Number two, it's a 50-year-old man going out there and putting on a long match, not a 10-minute bullshit.
He wasn't paid by numbers either.
Right. And there was a lot of I felt true choreographed aspects of that match that were you pointed this out, Rob, about the fake curb stomps and the
they used
move sets,
wrestling moves, right
from WWE. Like they were mocking.
Well, Cody even did the whole Stardust. What's it called? The cartwheel into the whole.
Yeah, the Stardust thing was certain, but I mean, and them going straight. Everything that Cody did on this show was him taking shots at WWE, from the opening sledgehammer, so to speak, to all the move sets, to the after promo. I mean,
don't get ahead of me, please. I know you're going through your points, but you're
we're talking about this.
I know. I wasn't too Cody yet. We're still on Dustin. I appreciate it.
But
okay.
Dustin is Cody. I mean, you can't talk about them without talking together. I mean, this match just happened.
No, I understand. I'm trying to make the point right now, Adam, that it's not just fans going, "Oh, something new." It's veterans. What's up? Sorry, it's veterans saying that this is a new and exciting product. Real quick, I'm going to get Kara on this on the other side of this. This is Dustin right here.
I got out of Papillon. I made it out of prison, and it feels good to know that there's a life outside of WWE. It feels good, man. I mean, new life for everybody, and he better be on his toes. I hope it was good for Cody. I definitely think it was good for AEW. I'm excited about them and what they are doing because they are fixing to take over the world, and Vince better watch his ass.
Gary, what you got?
I love the reference to Papillon, by the way.
Why is it wrong to get excited about a new wrestling company, a new wrestling product, something new and fresh?
Oh, that's what I'm saying, too.
I just want to know, like, why are y'all saying, like, I'm not going to put all my eggs in the basket? And I know a lot of fans are looking at the ECW and WCW invasion and how that went on. But this is a new day. I feel like this is brand new. I mean, it's a new generation out there. You can't compare the past. I mean, you can. You can't compare the past to the future, but I feel like this is a whole new product that's coming out. Cody Rhodes is young himself. Why is he making that face?
They're going to do things differently.
Compare the past to the future. Yes, you can.
I just said you can. I just said that.
No, I don't think you can. I don't think you can in this case.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. In this case, I don't think you can entirely, simply because a lot of people that Cody Rhodes and the company have signed on are a lot of guys that come from independent circuits. Also other wrestling promotions, wrestling companies too. But I look at it like this, and I have admitted this now. It's been hard for me to watch the main roster brand in a long time. I can't remember the last time I watched like an entire episode of Raw or SmackDown, and simply because it's been difficult for me too, because it doesn't interest me anymore. I still watch the NXT brand because I feel like that is the only salvation for WWE.
It's true.
And because of the creative team they have with it. And it's a separate creative team. But in saying all of that, what?
Nothing. Go ahead, wrap it up.
Yeah, and saying all that.
Come on, man.
You guys mentioned something about fans running creative. I remember in an interview that Bret Hart did with can't remember the name, but in this interview he said it's a new day. Back then, creative had control of everything. Now I feel like in the 90s and a new day, the fans are running everything creative now, and that's just what it is now. And even back in Attitude Era, that's the time when WWE was listening to the fans the most. Sure. So, I mean, why is it a bad thing to just those two things? I don't think it's a bad thing to be excited for something new. And I feel like AEW Double or Nothing has has given fans hope again. That's all I'm saying. It felt like good times for them. What? Y'all had y'all's time. Y'all slingering. Y'all slung around y'all's penises and everything
okay, all right.
to prove y'all points. So
Okay.
it's my time now.
Yeah, you had your time.
No
Thank
pun
you for that.
intended.
I appreciate that. Good looking. Hey,
Berto on the board, by the way, says real quick. He says, "Damn, Rob, she's got some good points, and you're giving her the death stare."
no, I'm just like I love you. Can we get to the point here?
I thought they were.
Look,
that was great.
You guys,
And Kiera, and by the way, Captain Obvious joining us late says Kiera's on point.
No, she's on point, but you don't understand.
He's going to the next segment. He's just going to the next thing.
No. Listen,
fuck
I don't
you.
get a discussion.
Listen, you don't understand. If you live with her, that simple things like, hey, can you vacuum the floor, is a 30-minute conversation before she just finally says, can you vacuum the floor?
Oh, no.
So I know there's a big point
Personal
coming there. I was
attack.
just trying to.
Yeah,
It's a personal attack.
Why'd you shit on her in the middle of our podcast?
It's a personal because it's what we do.
Off air.
Opening the can
Brian,
of
you
worms.
need to help counsel later.
Let me address a chat board.
I know where he sleeps.
Let me address our live chat board here real quick, because some of you guys are getting all butthurt. All right, look, I'm gonna say this clearly, this plainly. I don't want to offend nobody. I love everybody who comes and listens to our show. I appreciate it. I really do, in every kind of way. There's nothing personal between anything. Stop getting all butthurt because I say that people are shitting on it. I'm not talking about you, Daniel Price. I'm not talking about anybody. All right. I don't want to feed the trolls here and get people pissed off, but I'm talking in generalities and not pointing anybody out. If you happen to be saying the same thing, then take the response that way you choose to. All right? Please stop going, I'm not saying it. I don't care. Jesus Christ.
I have no idea what you're referring to.
I'm not going to bring it up. I'm just saying.
And also for the record, like, we're all wrestling fans, so anything that promotes professional wrestling should be a great thing.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be looked upon as a bad thing.
Well, we're starting to become wrestling fans again. I think we were just podcasters for the last few months.
And that's kind of my big point today is that I feel like a wrestling fan.
It's true.
I've been excited all day to do the podcast because I knew we were going to get to
when
talk
did we
about
get
some fun
sound clips
shit, man.
before, Brian? We got sound clips now.
Right? Moving on up.
Yeah, Rob spent the day doing production for us.
I actually did some stuff, and I want to play some more of these clips because I think they're fascinating. As a wrestling fan, I love these clips.
Play some more. Play another one.
I'm going to play. Let's see here. What's a good one? Jericho's 6.
Wait. You should wait till Kiera talks and cut her off with one.
Let's do that. We should do that. Look, there's several things, and I just I'm continuing to show my love of AEW here.
Yeah, Matt, you totally are.
And
I love it. This is great.
It is great.
Come to the.
Please.
It's not the dark side. It's
Right.
not the dark side.
It's
I feel
not.
like we are on the dark side.
Right.
We're like going to the. I don't want to say the light. That's weird. This isn't a fucking religious
If you're
thing.
out there saying, "Oh, ECW," dude, like Kiera was saying, ECW, WCW compare. No, they're not. You can't compare. They're different. They really are.
I did get some like WCW vibes, like especially
Yeah,
the last part when Dean came, but like in like the best way possible.
Yeah,
like, everyone
that's
going
fine.
fucking nuts.
Right.
Like the announcer-
Outsiders.
Yeah. Like it just felt
Right.
It just had a great feeling.
Well,
I don't
and
know.
the-
It was just
the-
different.
When's the last time
TNA
you felt like that?
Right. No.
There's nothing wrong with that. When I was mentioning comparison, people were saying how the fall of it, how they tried to go against WWE and look where it ended, where they ended up at.
They got
I don't-
into bad contracts and so many things went wrong
Yeah.
there. This is different, and
Exactly.
the stealing from WCW, a lot of people have said that. I don't know WCW. I know TNA. And instead of doing opposite sides of the arena entrances, having the heel and face locker rooms in
Love
those little
that.
tunnel.
Yeah, I did
that.
like that.
Looks so good, and having the pay-per-view logo right in the middle.
Yeah.
It was perfect and simple.
So
With the lights on, that was real simple.
to the comparison of ECW, WCW,
I find in the past there's a lot of other people's opinions that we shouldn't have to deal with when it comes to putting together a show or putting together a match or putting together a character, because nobody knows what's better for my character than me, and no one has to write anything for me to say because I know what to say.
okay, so
love it.
love it.
That's Jericho, by the
Fucking
way.
hell.
That's Jericho. I mean,
I like it because
I
you
could
and
play
I
the wrong clip there, but go
Yeah.
ahead.
Rob, you and I talked about this a lot when it was Bobby Roode being forced to be a face, and it didn't feel natural in his promos. Nothing
Right.
felt natural. Chris nailed it. Okay, I can't get on here and tell you how great Roman Reigns is. I don't believe it. It would be very fake for me to say it.
Yeah.
But I can be myself. I know I crap on the women's division a lot, but that's who I am. I mean, I couldn't
Yeah.
I couldn't fake it.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
So-
Chris Jericho's right. If you want to sell me, the wrestler, you want to make my name a marquee, then let me craft my character.
Yeah.
He's spot on.
Here's what I meant to play was the WCW, ECW. So
Yeah, play the right one,
Yeah.
monkey.
The three things you need for a wrestling company to be successful is the financial backing.
Got it.
Check that box off. Is the television.
Got it.
The way to get people's eyeballs on it. We've got that. And then having a great roster of talent that all has a similar mindset.
So there you go. So again, just to continue the argument of, I don't think this will be, because WCW, the problem is that you didn't have a really great talent pool. There was some good talent.
WCW?
Yeah, there was some great talent, but there was also a good share of shit talent. I mean, you're talking about like Buff Bagwell and shit. I mean, there was some shitty talent.
Right.
And not only that, but people want to point out, oh well, you had Ted Turner and he was a billionaire. Yeah, but Ted Turner had already lost his company before WCW went to shit. I mean, that was AOL Time Warner when they bought out. They pretty much cut the funding to WCW.
And I'm dumb when it comes to WCW, but correct me if I'm wrong. When it started failing, they decided to let all the people who only know business and not wrestling take over.
Right.
And just sink that ship even faster.
They let a lot of the guys that shouldn't have been in the positions, like handling wrestling decisions, which is
put me in charge of the women's division.
And ECW, you can't compare that. It's fucking Paul Heyman. Right. It's apples and fucking oranges. Hey, we haven't even touched on the board. Anything prevalent on the board? I know they're going crazy.
I mean, they're all over the place, so I don't know if I want to read some of the stuff that they're on topic, but one of the things that Berto said, who joined us late, he said Moxley in one night was a bigger star for AEW than Roman will ever be for WWE.
That's fucking pertinent,
and
man.
The difference between the whole WCW and AEW comparison,
Yeah.
with them giving out money and giving out contracts and stuff, WCW was giving that to like guys that didn't, they got the contract and then that was it.
Yeah.
They were coasting. They didn't give a shit. They got their money. That was it. These guys, they're fucking hungry. They want to prove that they belong, on national television.
Yeah.
On the equal stage as WWE. So they actually have fire fucking under them, and now they also have the money too, and it's totally different.
So here's the thing too, is that they were talking about there's a lot of blood. Right, a lot of blood.
Oh yeah.
And Dustin was a fountain of blood.
Yeah, he didn't blade too well.
No, he hit the wrong spot. So and then we saw Kenny Omega with a fucked up spot, or got his nose fucked up. So here's Jericho.
Chris, what exactly was the spot that busted open Kenny's nose, or busted his nose up?
But it's not a spot. I punched him in the face. What more do you want, dude? You punch him in the fucking nose, that's what happens. I think sometimes people forget that this is a contact sport. And
okay, don't get excited just yet. And now here's Cody.
There's not the standards and practices format we really have at the moment.
So the question is, Dustin was bloody. Is this going to be your standard thing on TV? Is this what we're going to see on weekly from you guys? Is blood?
There's not the standards and practices format we really have at the moment. But I think when you look at TV, and our pay-per-views will take it a step up, if that makes any sense. Wrestling, and Tony's been really good about this. It's sports-centric, and the other wrestling company, they almost run a TVG show with how protected it is. I get that. It's servicing the child audience. But there's a huge part of the audience that still wants sports, still wants violence. In the NBA, guys curse on the court, you move the camera off them. It's treated as a live sporting event, and that will help our TV and drive how we want to do TV. But I think at the pay-per-views, you'll see a step up. And even Tony, and I'm not trying to spoil it, but we've even talked about, a pay-per-view itself that's another step up. So wrestling is violent. It's part of this combat sports, and we got a lot of great guys with legit background. So I don't mind using that word because everyone here tonight is happy, healthy.
Great. Combat sports was used over and over. The fact that Cody said wrestling is violent. We know it's an art form. We know that, Brian.
Yeah.
Right? We know that people protect each other. We know that. Mm-hmm. But it's violent.
Sure.
It's a violent protection. I'm going to make sure that I don't kill you or disable you, but I'm going to hurt you.
And the impact is real,
Oh, absolutely. That's what I'm saying.
The bumps,
You're going to take this superplex. It's going to hurt you. And if you land wrong, it could injure you, but it's not my intent.
A lot of ECW I felt was, especially Dudley Boys matches in general, I felt like it was orchestrated stunts. Like I was watching a live stunts show.
Right.
Not a wrestling match.
Sometimes.
Yeah, just I'm talking about the big spots. Obviously not a suplex or a DDT or real wrestling moves, but just the big spots, the memorable ones. Hell, I saw a ring rope save. I think it was New Jack's life, and what the hell was that one? XPW? I don't remember, but he had a spot where he overshot, and the ring rope saved his life, or he would have been on the ground.
No, Vic Grimes.
Vic Grimes. Yeah. He was fighting New Jack. That's right.
Okay. Hey, another big point that I want to bring up from AEW is that there was in the post-show interviews as well. They brought this up a bunch. A lot of references to this exact phrase, real tag team wrestling. They emphasized real, quote, real tag team wrestling. And it felt like it was almost like a talking point. Like, make sure when you talk about tag team wrestling, you say the word real in front of it. It was shots fired. I mean, there was the obvious Triple H and the sledgehammer thing, right? Which Dustin played off. He said, I didn't want to be in his role. Go ahead, Brian.
No, I was gonna say, did you also happen to see right in the beginning when Cody came out, he had the FTR on the coffee cup?
I did not.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, little guy. Yeah.
For FTR, what's
Fuck the Revival.
Oh, fuck the Revival.
Or free the Revival.
Free the Revival. Yeah.
He also had the Attitude Killer on his weight belt.
Right.
I guess.
Yeah.
Which Dustin said in his post show interview, he actually said, "Yeah, I was fucking dead, and I was trying to take my boots off, and he came back in. Apparently, Dustin didn't know that Cody was going to come back and do the Big Brother segment. He didn't know that. He thought he was taking his boots off and he was leaving.
I believe that.
I do too.
Yeah, I mean, you want to have a real reaction,
right? And he said that I forgot.
Couldn't have any tears though under the blood.
Right. So he was taking his boots off, and in his mind he was thinking, "Fuck, come on, man! You already killed the Attitude Era. You killed me. You killed the Attitude Era. It's done. I was the last glimpse of it, and you destroyed it." So I don't know. It's another Cody one. Here's another good Cody one for you. Number 4.
We put our names on this. I mean, I literally burned the bridge tonight. I can't go back, and I'm fine with that. I want us to play, and I thought the whole show needed to be a step up from All In. It had to be better than All In, and I'll tell you the truth. Next time, whether it's Fight for the Fallen or All Out, they have to be better than this. And that's a tough task.
What about Fyter Fest, Cody?
See, that's what I'm saying. He's not even promoting it. I think that's fake, just like the pun they're doing. Rob, real quick, he just said there's no going back. You and I talked about, is anybody involved here in AEW? Is it a bridge burner? Will they never be able to come back? I think about all the things that others have done. Jeff Jarrett is in their Hall of Fame and was on TV a year ago, and he started a company just as similar. So,
that was with Vince, though.
Yeah,
he's going to transition out. So maybe, Triple H or whoever takes over could have more of a personal vendetta.
I don't think there's such a thing as blackballing in terms of going to a competitor.
No.
I don't see how you could get blackballed for doing that.
That's not. I don't think you're looking at the full picture.
LeBron James went back to Cleveland.
Okay. I don't think you're looking at the full picture of it. By that I mean, they're not going to blackball Dean Ambrose because he was the surprise. Whatever. They're not going to do that. But Cody has, not only did he create this brand, just like Jeff Jarrett, although night and day, apples, oranges, Cody has taken clear shots. And I'm not just talking about innuendo or references. He has actually said WWE out of his. He has taken clear shots at them.
Vince.
They had to say they shit all over the 24/7 title the other night.
Up until recently, and actually one of them's still there. Brian, you know more about this, but VKM, you want to talk about taking shots all over Vince? Yeah. Voodoo Kin Mafia did that, and one of them works there right now.
Yeah, but Vince probably has never even heard of them.
What the heck is a VKM?
I feel like at this point, why sugarcoat anything anymore? The universe is speaking. The wrestling universe is speaking, and they're not happy with the product, and they have a right to be. I mean,
well, you haven't been on. I mean, they haven't been happy with it for a while, Kiara.
Yeah.
But the thing that a lot of people are taking a silver lining split here is that WWE is somehow going to survive just on Fruity Pebbles now because the marks are all going to go to AEW.
I mean, Hulk Hogan went to TNA and then came back. He went to WCW, then
Hulk
went to
Hogan
TNA.
made porns and got taken out of the Hall of Fame and still came back.
Yeah, maybe he can always come back. I
just don't believe there's any bridge burn.
If there is anybody right now that I would say maybe they could never come back, it would be
It's
Cody.
probably like a temporary kind of, it's an ever-moving list that he has probably.
The board says Punk will never come back. His bridge.
Well, I think that's his own.
His choosing.
He burned his side of the bridge.
Yeah,
I bet
Bret Hart came back for God's sake.
If Punk called Vince tomorrow and said, "Hey, I want to come back," Vince, okay, I'll book you on the show.
Well, Vince would be okay. It would be Triple H. I would have the problem.
Well, who's in charge?
Correct.
We clearly know that.
But I mean that's what happened with Bret. I don't think that WWE didn't they reach out to him several times, and he decided when he wanted to take a paycheck.
Good clip from Jericho real quick. Let's get a clip from Jericho.
I want to make a difference. I don't want to be just another number on a board somewhere. And I think if I would have went back to WWE, that's kind of the role that was there for me, which is fine. My biggest thing is when I had the best angle in 2016, the best story with Kevin Owens, and we ended up second on WrestleMania. That's when I knew it's like, I got to get out of here. That should have been the main event or semi-main event of the show.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
That's another thing that's really like just standing out to me. These guys are clearly telling people like what they did not like or what went wrong with the creative side of it.
Yeah.
Like, they were unhappy.
Yeah.
And like when I think about it, I try to think of the big picture. Like, okay, WWE is taking care of a lot of the wrestlers, but these wrestlers are flat out saying that they weren't happy in the position that they were in. That's like, it's still kind of shocking to me. Like, damn, they really don't want.
Yeah, they say that the money's great and everything, and you have job security and whatnot.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Like R-Truth.
For the most part.
I'm getting my paycheck. I'm
right.
good.
But, the creative aspect of it, I think it was Dustin that said it in one of the interviews. Mm-hmm. The creative aspect, that's what you that's what some guys miss. For some people, it's okay just to kind of be there and just collect a check. It's just another job. But others, the ones that want to leave and actually make a difference, like Cody, like fucking Dustin, fuck Moxley now, right?
I mean, you got to go back to it's an art form, not just the Cirque du Soleil type movements of it, like a Cesaro Ricochet match, Not just like that. The art form actually extends to your artistic, your creativity. You want to create. You want to paint a picture of the character that you are, not just here's 5 moves that you do in your match, and then when you talk, say these five points, and then bring your ass back. We'll just call you this, and people will believe it. Like
a famous trainer once told me, wrestling is about 10% of it. It's more to it than that. Well, we got 10% worth of wrestling tonight on the 3-hour show, so that works out.
I think 10% is being modest.
Hey, anything on our chat board? Because we're going to talk more about AEW, but I just want to see if anything's going on.
They're doing dirt sheet, drawing conclusions with All Out, having 4 stars because it's in Chicago and
Punk
CM
confirmed.
CM Punk.
Yeah, I mean,
I believe
guys. For those of you that don't know, Punk uses the 4 stars because that's a Chicago thing. It's not just a CM Punk thing.
The conspiracy is because All In was in Chicago and they didn't use the stars then, and now they're using it. Look, I don't know if that's a tell sign, Brian. I think it's possible.
I think
it's possible. Yes.
I think it's more than 50%.
Have we considered the fact? What if he comes back in not a wrestling capacity? What if he comes back as an announcer? Like Punk.
I'm good with that.
He can still do the commentating thing. He can still do the promos. He can still do all that. Talking was his biggest thing.
Since you bring that up,
I'm good with that.
My one thing that I didn't like about Montez and Excalibur is I know which one is JR. I didn't know which one was the other two. Their voice sounded so much alike when you're hearing them call a match.
It did sound a little similar.
To me, it did. I'm just not familiar with it, I guess.
Right. I think it'll once you hear more of them as a three-man team, I think you'll be more comfortable with it.
Sure.
Obviously, JR, you can hear him from fucking.
By God.
Yeah.
Hey, the loot.
Did you see him tear up, by the way, at the Cody?
JR. Yeah, the whole board,
yeah,
the whole
got
panel
silent.
did.
They got
Absolutely,
real quiet.
the Cody thing. Look, and again, we're not going to go match by match here. I just want to say the women. There weren't many big profile name women at All In, but it was a great match. It was fun to watch.
At All In or Double or Nothing?
Double or Nothing.
Awesome
Kong, brother.
Awesome Kong, she's a big deal.
Okay, you know what the fuck I was talking about.
Yeah, we know you don't know who Awesome Kong is.
I know who Awesome Kong is.
I'm takes all the heat for not knowing certain people, but you're the one who doesn't
No, I'm just saying the other women in the match were not household names, and it was still a fantastic
Dr. Britt
match.
Baker?
Okay.
She's not a household
Anyway,
name.
Can I just say this? Throughout the night, there was not what we call a heroin spot on the card very much.
Right.
But this match had some. Between Nyla Rose and Awesome Kong being out of the ring and out of the action for a while, I don't know if it's because maybe Kong's not in full wrestling shape, Brian, but this was the only match that had that heroin spot that we talk about all the time for WWE. I mean, we normally name which match didn't have it when it's WWE. Well, this was the one that did have it.
Well, of course, because there's more people in it, so the more you have, there's going to be people that are going to be kind of on the outside.
There was other 6-man matches where they weren't heroin and
6-man
out.
tag matches where the other guys are on the outside, but this one everyone's all in there at the same time. So
all in.
Okay, so look, here's the deal. We're gonna have to start wrapping this up. The AEW, because I mean, we could talk about AEW for 2 hours. I really do believe that. Hey, and I'm sorry out there if you're on the podcast listening, or you're on the live board and you're like, look at these Marxists. they're just coming all over themselves
Right.
thinking about AEW. Yeah, totally.
wrestling.
I'm just got fucking all in my hands.
Yeah, he's not over himself. He's got Kiera next to him.
Yeah, Kara's doing it for me. So yeah, I'm excited about AEW. And if you're not as excited about AEW, then you know what? Enjoy what it is that WWE is going to give you. Hey, here's the question, real quick, and then to close this out, Brian.
Yeah.
To you, Brian, first. If AEW goes the way that they look they're gonna go, like a successful wrestling company who's catering to fans like us, which I think is the majority now, does WWE answer, or do they stay on the same course?
I think they'll have no choice but to make some sort of move. Whether it be like, I mean, they're already kind of putting their cards out there with the whole third hour and kind of being very vague as far as what's going to go on during that time. But I do think, I think once their TV deal, once they show up and everything, and we actually get a real feel for. And I'm not saying give it 6 months. I mean, we'll get a kind of a good idea after a few weeks whether or not it can compete or whether or not it's worth a shit. But I think once that happens, I think they will. I think they will, no matter what, have to do something because what they're doing right now is they're losing a lot of people.
I concur.
Yeah, and there's only so much wrestling time in your life through a week. And I don't care if it's different nights or not. If I give you 3 hours, that's a lot.
On the board, I'm pointing at Kiera because on the board, Stike's talking about if Tessa went to AEW, that would be killer.
Yeah,
I think
Ryan and we were talking about that the other day.
Well, because the board's talking about the division's
No, it was-
kind of lackluster in terms of the women compared to everything else. And they were specifically, now, I know I shit on everything. Kylie Ray is like a real Bailey to me.
Right.
She didn't seem fake. She didn't seem to have the hoopla. Her character seemed like who she was, and the fans bought into it, and her moveset, I feel, is more technical version of Bailey's moveset.
Okay.
It's hard to explain, but like how deep their division is, they got Britt Baker and Kylie Ray to me, and then they have two giants. Awesome Kong and Nyla Rose are kind of similar in size.
Yeah, they'll start adding some more names.
Yeah.
They're gonna get Sasha Banks eventually. I mean, whatever you think about her, one way or the other, she's a name.
Hey, Bob says no.
Okay.
He heard from the janitor at the St. Louis Convention Center.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. But yeah, Tessa, we talked about this the other night. I think it was me and you, maybe me and Kira.
Not me.
That who's going to suffer the most out of this is going to be Impact.
Brian.
Maybe it was
They're
Adam.
interchangeable.
Oh, it was
Adam.
It was me.
It was
Yeah,
you.
Impact
Yeah.
is who's going to suffer the most out of this because now all their talent's going to start farming into two separate fucking companies. It's
Well, and Ring of Honor has a TV deal on Charge at midnight on Saturday. Where here in
No.
Charlotte, that's where I can watch them.
No, isn't it? It's not. What is it? What'd you call it? Charge.
It's the Charge Network.
Charge Network.
the Charge.
Yeah.
Isn't it called the Pursuit Channel?
No. Charge, like it's like a racing channel. Like
Oh.
I don't know how to explain it. It's on fucking free TV.
I think the biggest one that could take a hit to it obviously would potentially be New Japan because they have also been saying there are certain guys that have been working with the promotion, obviously Jericho and now Moxley, but for the most part they said that they were going to be separate. So I don't know how that's going to work out. And
We'll see.
if
Hey,
there's
look,
any crossover. Who
we
knows?
could talk AEW all night. We got to get some Raw in. All right. So
Do we though?
So we're gonna premiere new premiere tonight. It is now the Raw Minute with Adam.
All right, you got the timer out, Brian?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's right here.
All right, let me know when you're ready.
I'm so ready.
All right, you ready? Here
Yep.
we go.
Uh-huh.
So Brock is a moron now, apparently. Vince is just as dumb booking Baron the number one contender instead. There's a showdown opponent. Ziggs attacks Woods this time instead of Kofi. Iconics, Nikki and Becky, and Cesaro and Ricochet had two good matches. I'm surprised to say that. Seth, way too many segments. And the 24/7 Memorial Day cookout clusterfuck was also poorly booked.
Is that it?
Oh, and Shane beat up a cousin of The Rock and Roman.
That's it.
I forgot that part. DP. Now I want to watch Benny Hill. He said on the board.
I'm sorry, WWE. Until you clean your room up, no more playing for you. I'm sorry. It's
Time out.
Speaking of which,
Yeah.
it's time for Firefly Funhouse. Is the one thing we did want to talk about real quick
Oh
from
yeah,
the
please.
episode.
Okay.
The Limbo ending there was great, but this was the first time they melded everything together into what I felt was very seamless.
Creepy kids.
It was
The
very
Secret.
Mr. Rogers, then very dark, then back to Mr. Rogers, then Rob Zombie.
What did
then-
they call the secret? Didn't he have a name?
Who?
He gave the secret a name. His secret identity. What name did he give him?
Oh, he did.
Well, thanks Raw for killing that for us.
His dark passenger?
Yeah, no.
That was 10 teddies
All
ago.
right, if you're on the board, let us know. We forgot what he called him something like the. I can't remember. Doesn't fucking matter.
I don't know.
It happened. All right, Firefly Funhouse. Good job,
Damn
WWE.
it. Damn it,
There's
I
your
can't
one.
remember.
Everybody
Well,
gets one.
No, okay, Cesaro, Ricochet.
No, it's a great match.
Come on.
It was a great. There was some very athletic. Yes, it was a great match.
And
Yeah.
Nikki and Becky were good against the Iconics. That was a good match
but
as well.
Let's be clear about Ricochet and Cesaro real quick. There's no build up for emotional connection here. These are two guys in the ring putting on a great match. High flying, fucking reversals and cool spots. Yeah, great match. Iconics and Becky and Nikki. It was good because you got to see the Iconics actually do some good fucking wrestling, and they did. The good chain wrestling.
The only bad thing is you let your tag champs lose again.
We
They
got
haven't won since the belts.
We got a nice little segment for of the whole Randy Orton and Evolution.
Randy
and
Orton.
that whole thing.
Okay, you
the
can stop.
history.
Yeah, you can just stop on that. Hey, but here's a couple things.
Hey,
So,
I'm good.
Sammy's saying AEW. we don't know we can't tell whether that was staged or was he just like fuck it. This segment is going so bad right now.
Those people did not look like plants, right? They
Right.
didn't look like they were actors.
It
They
was
didn't
too
look,
awkward. Like,
right?
What
the
about
heck?
Corey on the very first one? He's like, yeah, take your time getting out in the aisle. Why wouldn't they bring that guy already there?
I don't know. You know what happens is they ask him first, what question do you want to ask? And then they'll ask and they go, okay, we're not using you. So they got these people.
Yeah, but they could say whatever the fuck they want once they actually get up there.
Well,
Yeah.
and Sammy addressed the little girl. The little girl went to reply, and she took the mic away.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, I don't know why he's talking about exes and fiancés and Becky to a little child. That was fucking crazy.
was just-
Yeah, him
It-
saying no. They said AEW, but I'm almost certain Sammy said what the fuck is her name? Zara Schreiber. Didn't he
He
say
said her
that?
name?
We said something.
Yeah.
I have to go back and look.
Yeah.
I have to watch. I have to go rewatch.
So here's something cool. If you go on social media, which by the way, just to put on the kind of starting to wrap up this Raw segment.
Wrap that shit up,
If
B.
you did a hashtag Raw on Twitter tonight, it was not 10%. It was not 50%. It was not 75% of the tweets that were bashing Raw. It was 100%. Every tweet in a row with just Kiara was over here reading them to me.
Well,
It was horrible.
And while she was reading them to you, I was just scrolling trying to find a positive one. I couldn't find anybody defending nothing.
Here's something we also found out, courtesy of Kara on social media tonight is Kansas City, who we thought would be a lame crowd, apparently during the Shane match dropped into AEW chants, and this is boring chants. And they, because we didn't hear that on TV.
No.
They cleared, they got that mute button ready to go
I'm
on
not
the crowd.
surprised, though, because I saw Shane's mood change in the middle, and you could see him, like, start to sweat. And
well, he's always sweating.
Yeah.
But I mean, he wasn't speaking into the mic. He was like you could feel it in his throat.
Either Sammy is getting choked up by Vince right now, or Hunter's like, okay, thanks for doing that. I appreciate it.
Do you guys think there's any chance that Sammy said AEW there to make sure that they don't do this segment again next week? Because to me, this is a very recent retread on a giant fail. Don't forget when Alexa was injured and she would bring people out to do this same bullshit.
Yeah.
Same exact thing, and it was dumpster fire
With the
level.
crowd, though?
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't you remember?
Yeah, it was really bad.
Yeah,
It
but
was
those
so
were
bad.
actors.
So bad.
Those were actors. Those were actually.
Oh, I don't know.
No. They did something to it like Bobby Lashley, didn't they?
Yeah. With the,
It's horrible.
Bye.
Hey, I really thought just tie ribbon on it right here. I thought Shane quit, or not Shane, but Seth. I thought
Seth in the middle of the segment?
Yeah, with Brock. I thought he fucking quit. Like, I'm out. Fucking out of here, bro.
Yeah, with the boombox, and
Yeah.
I think Sammy wants to get fired. is the way I felt tonight.
If I'm a wrestler, I know the money's good, so take that out of the equation. But if I'm a wrestler and it's more than the money for me, after tonight's show, I would be sitting there going, "This is it. I'm done. This was right here is what we're gonna break up over."
Yeah,
So-
I would. Why not, Rob? Just go home for your no compete or the rest of your contract. Get in. I mean, fucking tit shape, not looking like Jericho.
Yeah.
like real shape.
This one's for you, Raw.
With Adam.
NXT 25 predictions, master predictions, Mr. Adam.
So we only got 5 matches because that's how you book a good show.
Studio cap.
They don't want to call it Takeover Bridgeport, so we call it Takeover 25, meaning it's their 25th one. 4 titles on the line and a grudge match. The Battle of the Flippy Floppies will be the first one we predict, Brian. That's going to be Matt Riddle and Roderick Strong. And can I just say, check the tape.
Yep, let's hear it.
I at the beginning I wasn't very big on Matt Riddle. I was wrong.
Yeah, you've turned?
I was wrong.
Oh, that's great to hear.
Every time I see him, it gets a little bigger. So
excuse me.
What?
My love for
that sounded
my
fucking-
love for
Oh my
Matt
God.
Riddle.
You should
Pause.
watch how you say
Disgusting.
that.
Disgusting.
These things.
Well, I'm not worried about the Fruity Pebbles. I don't care about the kids.
All right, picks. Come on.
Riddle, Strong, Brian.
Let's go with Riddle.
Riddle.
Yeah.
Rob.
Who are the options again? I don't know.
Come
what
on,
match. I don't know.
snap your fingers
I don't know what match.
fast.
I don't know what match you're talking about.
Roddy and Riddle.
Roddy and Riddle.
Roddy Riddle. Riddle Roddy.
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 Yeah, Roddy's in the storyline right now that he needs to look strong for with Adam Cole.
I think this might be no, I think he's got to lose so that he can go into the Adam Cole thing.
Exactly. My thoughts
yeah,
too. I think
I'm
this
gonna
is
go
what
with
kinda-
Riddle.
This continues to the friction with him in Undisputed Era.
Oh,
Yeah.
losing?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you're a loser. Get out of my
Right, yeah.
Get out of my clubhouse, you're a loser.
Yeah, if he
nothing.
wins, then he proves that he has value. Right now, he has none. Kiera, speaking of no value, what's your pick, Riddle or
What
Roddy?
a dick.
Riddle.
It was a good segue.
No.
You say
fail.
Riddle too?
Yeah, I do.
Good. I'm
She's
glad
worth,
you picked
she's
with
worth
us.
half a rent.
The North American title, the Velveteen Dream, and the newly demoted back to the minor leagues, Tyler Breeze.
Come on. That's
Rob,
just
you
mean.
start. I mean, that's what it's what happened.
No.
I think it's a good thing.
He didn't demote. Well, I mean, it is a demotion, but I mean, it was
I think it's a good thing. I'm not against
probably
it.
on his own doing because he had fucking nothing going
Dude,
on the main roster.
He's
Right.
on a pay-per-view for the first time since basically almost being pulled up to the main
No,
roster.
no. Good for him. Good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Velveteen Dream.
Dream. Brian?
Yeah,
Dream.
Dream. I think
Yeah.
this is a great spot for Tyler Breeze for now, but
It's
You
gonna
just-
be an awesome match.
Okay,
Yeah.
since we all
Yeah.
picked Velveteen, do you think Tyler loses clean and they just get or I mean something
Yeah, he loses clean. Like,
but has a great match and loses clean or just loses clean?
sure, great match. I'm
Sure, great.
I'm
All
just
right.
gonna be straight. I've never really been a Tyler Breeze fan. I've
Really?
never really noticed. I've never really understood the hype over him.
Yeah,
When you
you're
saw
jealous of Prince Pretty.
When you
I
saw
get it.
him, nah, I don't know about that.
What?
When you saw him live in your first ever NXT show,
It was cool. The experience is fun.
you
Yeah,
were all about Tyler Breeze.
yeah,
for
it's
a while.
fine. I've been to comedy shows too that I didn't laugh at the comedian when I watched him on TV, but in person I laughed out loud. You know, it was the same fucking jokes. I'm just saying that Tyler Breeze, it was fun to experience live, but I don't see the hype over him. I really don't. I don't. So I'm sorry.
Shayna Baszler, insert Asian here, is fighting Io Shirai this time. When is we keep thinking Baszler's going to get moved up,
I
and
hope
she
not.
still holds the title. I'm starting to like her. I think she wins again. I don't think Io's right for a title run yet.
Yeah, they gotta put Io on the main roster and make her part of the Kamikaze Cruise.
Make her,
Kamikaze? No.
yeah, the female version of Lucha House Party.
That's the name they're gonna give them. Vince gonna call them the Kamikaze. Yeah,
The no, not
because that's what we're doing to their career.
that's Japanese, right? Yeah,
Kabuki.
Kabuki.
Yeah,
Brian,
Kabuki.
who's your pick?
Shayna, easy. Shayna.
Rob?
Shayna.
Kiera.
Does Shayna say what now?
Shayna versus Io.
Who's winning Shayna and Io?
Yeah, I think Shayna's
you-
gonna. I think Shayna's gonna hold the title again. My thing with that is, I wasn't like a full Shayna person until like these last two pay-per-views, last two takeovers. She's a really good heel champion. I set her aside from Asuka. Like she like fans like really. She really gets under the fans' skin. Like she's that good.
She's a good leader of the division too.
Yeah, yeah. So I think they're gonna let her hold on to it some more. It just like it gears the fans more to like the just
Spit
hate her
that
more.
shit out.
So
Yeah.
that's all I gotta say about that.
Okay, thanks.
That's all I have
Bang
to
Bus,
say about that one.
Bang Bus on the board says, finally a pay-per-view without the overhyped Blair. No offense, Kiera.
I see that. I just read it.
Yeah, 2 to go. Speaking of which, let's get talking about overhype. Let's go to the ladder match, Fatal 4-Way here. Undisputed Era. I'm going to read the teammates just to make sure you guys know who it is because some of these are factions. Undisputed Era, O'Reilly and Fish. Lorcan and Birch, they still don't have a name, Brian.
They're not a faction.
Forgotten Sons, it's Cutler and Blake. And Street Profits will be Dawkins and Company. Ladder match, Kara, who do you think's going to win?
You really asking me that?
I am asking you that, putting you on the spot. Who are you going to pick? It's on tape, recorded right here.
Y'all can
Do
call
you
me
have
biased all
faith
y'all
or
want.
not?
It's the Street Profits time.
Yeah?
Profits. It's time, she says. It's time, Rob.
I want to say Street Profits, but they've just bridesmaided them. They bridesmaided them. I don't know how to say that. So many times. I gotta go Undisputed.
Okay, he's going UE.
Yeah. I'm not happy about it, but
Actually, I don't know. I don't know the true answer, but I'm saying it's their time.
Well, so by process of elimination, I don't think the Forgotten Sons will get it. I just don't think they're ready. I can see Street Profits winning this. Honestly,
I
That's
see
your
it.
pick.
I can see it. Yeah,
I see it,
they're
yeah.
my pick.
I
They're
mean,
my pick.
you can make. To me, I think you could make a claim for anybody winning this. Really. To me, though, the Street Profits have been passed up by every debuting tag team. It seems like since they got any name recognition. Undisputed Era, I don't see them becoming the first three-time champ. Lorcan and Birch, Brian, they were at their peak back when Mustache Mountain was champs. If you were going to put the belts on them, that was the time back then.
Sure.
You'd have to
Right.
reestablish
Yeah.
them.
Sure.
So to me, I think this is the push for Forgotten Sons to shit or get off the pot because my other dog on Street Profits is if they're going to be that bridesmaid, they might as well get moved up as they revamp tag teams up there. They might be that team that goes up without the belts. You don't need them.
Yeah.
Look at great NXT tag champs and how they've been used on the main roster.
Right.
It's almost a bad thing to be one. AOP is non-existent. Revival's fighting at a picnic with the Usos.
Where the fuck is Ascension?
Yeah, well, I was gonna say,
Ascension's asking Cody if they can reform the Wasteland.
look at Heavy Machinery. They're doing great.
Yeah, but you got to go.
They're still looking for Pee-wee's bike in the basement of the
Right.
Alamo.
right. Undisputed, though, they're doing that draped in gold thing again. You know, that's why I'm going with them. I think they're finally going to pull the trigger on that.
You might as well because we've long talked about Dirt Sheet that they're never getting moved up. Speaking of never getting moved up,
Right.
It's the 205 Live guys that could and should be big time on the main roster but never will be. Johnny Gargano and Adam Cole Part 2. My only gripe here, guys, is the first one was 2 out of 3 falls. Usually that's a blow-off, not a feud starter. And now you have another fall. It's like we went into overtime. Oh, it's best out of 5 now. It's best out of 7. Best out of 9. Like, you've already had a 2 out of 3 falls. There's no stipulation here. It's just a straight-up match.
Yeah, well, let's also keep in mind that Adam Cole came in as a savior on the end of the Gargano Ciampa storyline. So they're probably back on schedule now and because they had to bring him in early. So maybe this has been what's planned. And they were like, you know what? It's not big enough for us to change all of our plans. Let's go with what we had on the books.
I'm just saying it's a rare swing and a miss to me on a booking note.
Sure.
Like you should make this match a stipulation. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. You could be like last man standing, falls count anywhere, something simple.
Maybe.
But you can't just do straight up, Brian, after 2-3
Hair
falls.
versus hair match.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. I like it.
Yeah.
Let's
Who's
see.
your pick, Rob?
I'm going to go with the very tiny Adam Cole, baby. Yeah. I think it's Adam's time.
I'm taking my namesake as well, Brian.
Man. Yeah, you know what? I will go with Adam Cole. I think
You don't think Roddy gets in there?
Roddy.
Roddy's strong. Roddy's strong. Hey, I'm coming to the ring and I'm going to mess up your title opportunity.
Yeah, Bang Bus says the only way Adam wins is if Gargano comes in.
No, you know what? I'm taking it back. Gargano. Sorry,
Johnny G.
Gargano.
Johnny G.
Hey,
Yeah.
did they ever do the food fight tonight? They
I
never
didn't see it.
No, they never did a food fight.
Sort of. I mean, they had the stupid belt run through,
Yeah, go ahead.
and they had the
Tag.
Samoan reunion.
They had the
With the
Memorial Day
revival.
cookout thing.
Kiera, pick it. Last match. Let's get on with this. Gargano Cole.
I'm going with Johnny. Johnny
Yeah.
Wrestling.
You're going with Johnny, and you're going to Bridgeport. Rob, take it away.
Oh, is it me now?
Yeah.
I wasn't ready. I'm
According
sorry.
to the production sheet. You're a liar.
Hey, as you're trying to figure out what wrestling brand you want to watch, AEW or WWE or Impact, hey, check out markedoutgear.com. Markedoutgear.com, and you see all of our original concepts for T-shirts and hats and mugs and koozies and whatever you want. Markedoutgear.com. Use the promo code marked out. 2 words.
I think there's a space. Yeah, 2 words.
2 words. Marked out. 10% off your order there. If you don't see anything on that site that you like, then email us and we'll make it for you. But you could also go to collarandelbowbrand.com and use again the marked out code 10% off. Marked out one word, all caps, 10% off collarandelbowbrand.com. So
and as far as marked out gear goes, Little Birdie told me that there's going to be a new one dropping up on there. So.
There is, yeah, probably this week.
Yeah, I heard it's going to be an all elite edition.
Yes.
You hear that, Kiera?
Yes.
You can now dress with the times.
Holler.
Flavor of the week.
Holler. Okay, so let's do the Smarky Awards. I told you last week, and I meant it, and I'm sticking to it. The Smarky Awards are now the best awards of the week for any promotion in wrestling you want. So I'm not kidding.
Well,
what?
So AEW was last week, technically.
Okay.
So is it from last week?
Yeah,
Or-
it's between Rawsome to Rawsome.
Rawsome to Rawsome.
Okay.
Okay. So
By the way, the board says that we're like WWE now. We change our award segments and names so many times.
yeah, fuck it, why not? Yeah. So
We're not as bad as them.
if you want to do a shout out for something in Southern Texas wrestling, I don't care. Go for it, board. Go for it. You can even email them to us. I don't care. Cool. That'd be great. We'd love to hear from you. All right, so let's start with our first award, the Marked Out Award of the Week. So what made you mark out this week? Brian, go first, man.
I marked out for the 20,000 fans that were in attendance of the MGM Grand.
Man, that's a good one. You got that, man.
Off the gate,
Good one.
man.
Not really, but there was really 13 change. You didn't see that whole thing? Yeah. That whole thing was great.
Adam, Marked Out Award of the Week.
I got to be honest. Awesome calling.
Yeah?
The announcement.
Your face was telling.
The reason I marked out with that more than John Moxley is because somebody that I know ruined the Moxley one.
Thanks,
so,
Kiera.
That was
Awesome
so
calling
fucking
was
funny.
the only thing that was a surprise to me, like on that level.
You got by a group chat, man.
Yeah, I got by that guy.
Blame it on the alcohol.
Kiera, do you have a marked out?
Yeah, whatever,
A
Millie
marked out of the
Vanilli,
week.
blame it on the ring.
Don't look at my screen. Marked out of the week.
Oh,
No.
no. Well, I don't have. Oh, man.
Just say something.
I'm gonna cop out and just say I don't have a specific moment. I just the entire Double or Nothing pay-per-view for me.
Okay.
That was my mark out moment.
All right, my marked out award of the week is going to be Roman Reigns dropping that Superman punch on Drew tonight. That made me mark out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
This is Roderick Strong. I approve this message.
And you get a rowdy.
You want the board?
Yeah, give me the board.
Board. DP says Kong and Moxley. Bangbus says Moxley. Showing it's not a work. Suck it, Adam and Bob. That was all Bob. I was. The jury was out for me. Marked out Orange Cassidy. Kick spot in the Battle Royal. That's for Berto.
Awesome.
And AEW won even when it's not in the same week. Brendan says it doesn't
Rawsome
matter.
to Rawsome.
Yeah, Brendan says it doesn't matter.
That's our fiscal year.
Rawsome to Rawsome. It is. So the next award is going to be I'm a blank mark right now. You're going to put a name in there. I'm a blank mark right now. I'll give you mine first. Give you an example. I'm a MJF mark right now.
Really?
He is raw.
I love this. This is great.
He pushes.
This is just the best.
Yeah, you like this?
I just love you guys talking about Orange Cassidy and MJF.
Oh, look at you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just phenomenal.
Good stuff.
He's gonna love mine then.
He pushes the envelope of what you can and can't say. So far, Kiera tells a story about when he was with Darius Lockhart in a match here at PWX.
Mm-hmm.
And Darius Lockhart, if you don't
Man.
know, does the I'm a revolutionary, Black Lives Matter type gimmick. And he apparently had his, what do you say, he had his foot on his face and he was calling him a boy.
Yeah, and the fans like, oh.
He goes for that
he
real
has
heel
a way.
heat.
He has a
didn't
way
even
with the crowd.
say anything this weekend, and he was booed instantly. I mean,
But I
But
like
he
it.
was clever. He was
right.
clever.
I mean, he responded to them well, but I'm saying before he even opened his damn mouth, really,
Yeah.
they just were like full on hate.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right,
He's
Kiera, I'm
good.
going to let you think about this. I'm a blank mark right now. Let's go to Brian. I'm a blank mark right now.
Honestly, this is kind of for you, Adam. I'm a Moxley. I'm a John Moxley mark, and this is for right now. I mean,
You're
I'm
going
just
to the Moxley Asylum.
well, not only about the whole AEW thing, but now they just released that he's going to be doing a thing with Juice Robinson in New Japan. So that's fucking exciting.
Okay.
And just going back and forth. That's awesome.
So can we now finally admit, Rob, that he was just storing his energy and conserving it for a better product? He didn't want to waste.
Let's see
years.
let's see a match first. Let's just see a match first.
Right.
Okay, before I get to Adam, Justin Reside, I'm a Young Bucks mark now. First time I really got this, I really watched them wrestle, honestly.
You've watched him eat more than you've watched him wrestle.
You guys were probably there when they were hatching the plan for AEW.
It's very fucking possible.
Yeah, that's
It
if
really
I
is.
wasn't
Yeah.
deaf, I bet you I could have heard it. 'Cause I was right by them.
Duff Beeraholic says, I'm a Jungle Boy mark.
Oh, okay.
How about that?
Jungle Boy had a couple good spots.
Justin Reside says marked out with Cody doing shots fired at WWE. Absolutely. And Duff Beeraholic says Cody breaks throne marked out. Okay, Adam.
Mine, Brian, you ready?
Let's hear it.
I am a Scorpio Sky mark right now.
Wow.
Of course, I know who Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian are, but I didn't really get to see Scorpio Sky except for in this match. And his mic skills could use a little polishing, but his in-ring skills are phenomenal. Some of his combos, that stupid thing that Miz does when someone's running at you into the corner and Miz just kicks his legs up and slides out on the middle rope.
Mm-hmm.
I think Scorpio Sky did it where he came back in via a Hurricanrana. I mean, it was just ridiculous, some of the combos and chain wrestling that he did. I was very excited. He reminds me of a bulkier Elix Skipper in terms of the fluent chain wrestling moves.
Why do you guys say Elix Skipper, man?
Please listen
What?
to my voice.
Because he's way bigger.
Take it from the wise old Jew.
Scorpio Sky is way bigger.
Kara, do you have
body
I am a
isn't
blank?
he?
Mark
Elix
Fraser.
Skipper's
I
much
knew
thinner,
I
much
knew a
leaner.
majority of the guys on that pay-per-view.
Lies.
It's happy to see that you like MJF. It's
It's happy.
It's happy.
refreshing. It's refreshing. It's cool to see that
Do you have
like
an answer
him.
for this?
No, she doesn't.
No, I
You
don't
gave
think
her
I
all
have
that
one.
time.
Board.
And she
Give me
didn't
the
bother
board.
to
Come
do
on.
it.
Who did you say, Brian?
He's getting later. Give me the board.
Bangba says I'm a Mike Canales mark now. Daniel Price, Hangman Page. Soji says, hell yeah, MJF. Berto says, SCU trying to be NWO, DX, Undisputed Era. They're old to hold.
God.
Yeah, come on. Scorpio and Kazarian do a spoof of Rocky Balboa and Apollo Creed. That was good stuff.
Yeah.
And Soji says Scorpio.
Yeah.
Okay. Next award is going to be the U-Turn Award. This is that creative change. Anything this week creatively that you were like, you should reset this. Try this one again. So I'm sorry. I'm going to be. You know what? Just Brian, you go.
I guess my U-Turn Award would be for Becky Lynch, and she did the rock bottom and won a match tonight. I don't know if anyone noticed or that kind of.
She's been finishing matches with different moves. Remember, she
with
did
the
a
rock
weird,
bottom though.
Not with that, but she ended it weird on Tuesday. I remember we were talking about it on the show. I don't remember now what the move was.
Yeah, that was my don't that was
Don't do that.
yeah, don't do that.
Okay. Adam.
Mine's gonna be Brock Party 2, Eclectic Flubba-Jew.
That's horrible. Oddly,
Just get rid of
Entertaining.
it. Just get rid of it.
Yeah.
I really think that everybody was so hateful on him announcing tonight that this was the only way they felt they could save it.
yeah. My U-Turn Award is gonna be Nikki Cross. You know, why tag her with Becky here? What are you doing with her? I know you want her on TV, but what are you doing with her? And why are you gonna pin your tag champs? Jesus. Okay. Let's see. Best comedy bit.
Oh, y'all just gonna skip me like that?
U-Turn Award. Go ahead. U-Turn.
I'm gonna go with the electric chair segment.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
Really?
Yeah.
I wasn't feeling it. I'm sorry, man.
That
It's
was
just
painful.
I would
You
love.
could-
I just want to know if how much of it was planned. You know, all that shit like that. That's
it
what
was too
interests me.
awkward, and it got really uncomfortable. I mean, if you're gonna have people ask questions from the crowd, at least be familiar with is demographics. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Be familiar with the demographics of the people. Like, I don't know. It was bad for me.
Justin's U-Turn is the electric chair. What you got on the board there, Adam, for your YouTube?
U-turn Mike Canales losing all his matches. Bang Bus has a hard-on tonight for Mike Canales.
Cool.
Lesnar acting like a complete buffoon. That's from DP.
So bad.
And U-turn Money in the Bank match. Have anyone but Lesnar win, Berto says.
Okay.
He apparently has a time machine. He's not just going back a few hours.
I guess we're going to try to do best comedy bit. Was there a good comedy bit tonight, Brian?
I mean, you can pick anything from the
From Raw?
from the block party.
From the block party?
No, I'm kidding. No.
No.
To me, this is where I had Maxwell Jacob Friedman. I thought the stuff that he was saying, the responses he gave the crowd was just the perfect. You know, Rob, you and I have talked in public forums, and sometimes we get heckled and we have to address back. I thought the way he treated the fans and the crowd was like a puppet. Like he just had them in the palm of his hand. He could have said anything, and they would have just taken it. And it was I like him before. Now he was close second on
Calling him white trash.
Yeah. Oh, perfect.
All right. My comedy one, I guess I'm going to go Jericho. Jericho with this.
Well, the main event is not one of the biggest spots in the show. It's the biggest spot of the show. That's why it's called the main event. That's the secret behind it. So
That's Jericho being
what an
snarky
asshole.
to somebody. All right, everybody do their fucking board
didn't.
comedy. Is there a comedy bit, Kiara? Just say no.
This
if
is
you
for the
don't.
week, or
Yeah, baby, whatever.
I'll say Brock.
Okay.
Brock coming out the boombox shit.
Anything on a board worth of shit?
On
For
the
comedy?
board, Bang Bus says everything that I say is comedy. Daniel Price says Janela getting a cigarette put out on his head. That's comedy to him. And MJF getting with the crowd's reaction, or gelling, excuse me. Soji agreeing with me.
Love it. Justin Reside, best comedy bit was Paul Heyman dancing. Yeah, okay.
And why every time you come around to me is short and quick?
Because you didn't really
It's like-
watch.
It don't matter.
Okay. It's kind of the reward.
Wow.
Wow.
Shit on her.
Okay.
Throw her under the bus.
Here
And
we
it's
go.
not
Roll it
hard to
back
it's
over.
not hard to figure it out, like what's going on.
Okay,
That's all
here,
I'm saying.
here we go.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. Match of the week. Match of the week. This should be an interesting one here. Match of the week. Kiera, you want to go first? Match
No,
of
I
the
don't.
Week?
I do not.
Okay, Adam, match of the week.
Bucks and Lucha Brothers. I know a multi-man match. It's hard to compare a multi-man match to a one-on-one because of all the extra spots you can do.
Yeah.
But the chemistry that the Bucks bring and the Lucha Brothers also had that. So it was like the four wrestlers were just doing everything perfectly. I don't remember any heroin spots. There were spots when, yes, somebody was down on the ground, but they had just been hurt. It was just a lot of really good stuff, a lot of close calls, false finishes. I thought the Bucks were not going to win. Maybe it was a great match.
I watched that match and I thought to myself, why is it I'm loving this? Why is it that I hate all the luchas on WWE? And I realized it's because the WWE luchas are all cartoonish. They're like the clowns that come out in the rodeo and kick stuff around.
They send them out there with fucking pinatas, man.
They are pinatas.
And by the way, guys,
And these luchas were badass.
Did you listen to the announce team during this match, like talking about how? I mean, they were basically quoting the Bucks a lot, but like tag team wrestling is still viable. It's still a real thing. Like they were making a big deal of we're going to have a tag team division, not just Frankenstein thrown together nonsense.
And they also throw in different rules too. When another guy comes in, after you tag him, I think they said there's another 10-second. I think the ref is going
instead
to
of
count,
5.
right? So that allows them to have more tag team combos.
That's awesome.
and-
I didn't hear that part.
Yeah.
That's
Or
awesome.
Well, because the other thing was, it was like, basketball, like in college, they don't let you travel, but in the pros, they'll let you take a fourth step.
Yeah.
Like, I always felt that it was like that. The heels could get a 10 count, but the faces only got 5. Let it be 10.
Do we
Why
know?
not?
Do we know if they're getting a 10 or 20 count outside the ring? WCW is 20 count.
Yeah, and New Japan is 20.
Yeah.
That's just too much. Nobody's going to pay attention to that many counts.
Did you do your match of the week, Brian?
How about Nails versus El Gigante from New Japan in the mid 90s?
Okay.
That exists. That's a real thing.
Yeah.
No, All Japan. Sorry. New Japan.
That's who you're going with?
I forget. One of the Japans.
You're going with that one?
Yes, Nails versus El Gigante.
Okay. My match of the week. Let me find where's my thing at here? There you go.
Oh.
Yeah. My match of the week is gonna be, and I know this is the easy answer, but I'm gonna tell you why. Cody versus Dustin. Cody versus Dustin was not just a good wrestling match, down to the fundamentals of wrestling. But if you're training to be a wrestler, you want to be a wrestler, and I'm not a wrestler, but this is my assumption. If you want to learn how to tell a story from start to finish in a match, this is the match you'd watch, right? Because your emotional ride through this match is like a roller coaster. You have your excitement and your anticipation and your anger and your all the different, and then you end and you're crying at the end of it. You're fucking crying at the end of it.
It's not little kids crying in the crowd or anything.
Not Ms. Girl.
These are grown fucking men crying while one guy is covered in fucking blood that the other guy inflicted on him. In story anyway.
A couple on the board. Match of the week. Daniel Price says Cody versus Dustin. Throwback to Dusty asking Dustin to tag with him. Made it for him. And Berto says, I fucking cried for the first time ever during a wrestling match. And I don't know why. That's how good it was. I mean, like, we don't know Cody and Dustin. We don't know their relationship or anything. But the way that was done and in the brilliance of it, even with the overblade job, I don't think they could have asked for a better, execution, I guess, of their vision.
And it makes
that match.
and it makes it okay for me that he's not retiring. that he's going to tag with his brother at the next one. That makes it okay for me because of how they set that up.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense, right?
It does.
Bangba says the only part he cried at was when Brandy Rose got sent to the back.
No comment. All right, everybody got their match of the week done? We're good there?
That was you didn't get mine.
You started and
first.
passed.
Yeah.
You started and passed.
match of the-
Not
Yeah,
our
I
fault.
said go
Oh,
around.
and then come back.
You
Yeah.
didn't come
Okay,
back to
match of the
me.
week, baby. I'm sorry.
Damn, man.
Don't throw stuff at my wife. Match of the
That's
week,
okay.
please.
Sweet chin to the throat. Yeah, same for me, Cody and Dustin. What? I had to
This is Roderick
no.
Strong. I
Just in
approve
case
this
anybody
message.
wanted to know.
You got a Roddy.
Yeah, no, thank you, Kira.
You're fired.
Okay, anything on the board worth it before we move on?
They're talking about Soji says he loved Daniels and Kazarian, but Bucks and Lucha's got the match of the week.
Yeah.
Daniels looks like, age has caught up to him a little
I
bit.
disagree wholeheartedly with you,
The
sir.
BME did not look like the old school BMEs to me. That's all I'm saying.
Duff Beer Holic says match of the week was Pac versus Paige.
That was like 2 weeks ago. That doesn't count.
Justin aside, Cody and Dustin. Okay.
Oh, Berto says Cody crying is greater than Ziggler crying. And I think earlier Bangba said MGF is better than The Miz.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Debatable.
They're just starting to now compare the characters that are close.
Okay, so there you go. There's your awards. And, again, we could have another 2 hours of AEW conversation. Honestly, really, it's how exciting it is. But we're not going to do that. We've been on the air quite a bit now, so we're going to start to wrap it up here with our final thoughts, guys. Just a reminder, YouTube live every Monday, Tuesday night after the WWE products. And when AEW kicks in, guess what? We're working on that, too. Pay-per-views coming up. We got NXT TakeOver. I don't think we're doing anything for NXT 25. Me and Kiera will actually be there.
You'll be there.
I'll be there. Maybe you'll see us on TV.
Are you gonna have a sign? You guys?
We're gonna do a sign. We're gonna do the whole shebang.
Yeah, we're gonna
just for you, Brian.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be wearing my shirt.
You're like, Brian, I made it, bro.
So
I told him to wear it as an undershirt, like Superman, in case he needed to change.
Right.
no.
You should.
Okay, so here's the deal. WWE tonight. Final thought. This was, and this is not just because it's been building through fucking years now. Tonight's product on WWE was an embarrassment, or it should have been an embarrassment. I mean, it's 5 matches in 3 hours for a wrestling program. 1.5 minutes of wrestling for the first hour, as like somebody said.
90 fucking seconds.
90 fucking seconds. You had shitty promos with Shane and Superman punches with Roman and the crowd chanting AEW and bad talking segments and a game of bullshit tag running through a cookout. And this is not good. A report came out that Hunter that is frustrated and that the writer called into whatever fucking podcast host and said, here's all the problems we're having, whatever. And within that story, one of the things said that the writers they actually do listen to podcasts. They said they actually listen to what we have to say because they get their creativity shit on all the time. So here you go. If you're a writer at WWE and you are indeed listening to this podcast, I hope you are. I doubt it, but I hope it, right? I'm going to tell
We're
you
huge in
that
Connecticut.
tonight should be an embarrassment. Like, I wouldn't put WWE writer on my fucking resume because the potential of your boss being a wrestling fan and going, oh, I don't want you writing for me. WWE is horrible tonight. AEW won the week. And they're going to keep winning the week because you did not answer in any form or fashion tonight to now your biggest competition in the market. And guess what, WWE? Yes, they are in your market. And they have the money. They have the backing. They have the hunger and the desire to not just compete with you, but to drown you out. And as a lifelong WWE fan, guess what I'm not doing? I'm not standing by your side anymore. Because when I said, let's fight them, you said, no, you can do it for me. I'm not doing it. You need to fight your own fights, WWE. You need to step your fucking game up. They say competition is a good thing. That's only if the other side steps up to compete. If you just mow over and die, guess what's going to happen? You're going to die.
By the way, Bang Bus, his final thought, we forgot to mention this. Jericho's entrance. The evolution of Jericho, showing the light-up jacket,
That was
list.
tight.
You know, I agree. I will also say, like, if we were to make a poster, you know how, like, caveman slowly evolves? You know, they show the evolution of man poster. If we saw the evolution of Jericho, it's to not be in shape. For the spot that he's in right now, I have no problem with it.
Yeah.
But he is looking the worst he's ever looked.
Hey, I don't want to. Kira's telling me I don't want to shit on this, Kira. I don't want to shit on his physical appearance because he fucking did it.
And he's on the road with Fozzy. You know,
He did
he's got those late nights.
I was
drinking,
saying that,
fucking
yeah.
Partying.
He did it.
That's a beer gut.
No, he did it. I don't care. He did it.
Yeah.
He fucking did his thing.
But that's a WCW way of thinking. I already did it. I don't need to fucking do anything else. Whatever.
Yeah.
I got my money.
So beyond just taking the final thought out with with Jericho's gut.
Yeah.
Fucking thanks, Adam.
That was your
In our
final
final
thought?
thoughts, I'm Marv Albert, and what do you want to talk about? You didn't get a Starbucks coffee? What? Sorry.
Oh, I didn't know that you said everything. I didn't know you were looking for a response. I thought you
I
were going to
wasn't.
let other people do their final thoughts, so I read somebody else's.
Yeah, I wasn't done.
As in, okay, continue your rant. We'll go back.
No,
to
I'm
not
done now.
talking.
I'm done now.
Are we all
Go
giving
ahead,
a final thought?
Go talk. Well, I wasn't planning on it. I was kind of going to do mine and then break out.
Look, even
well, since I'm
Bangbus-
here tonight, y'all, that shit ain't happening.
Even
Everybody
Bangbus
gets a final
says
thought.
Jericho should hit the gym. He's Adam on his good day. No
You're
offense.
being picky. Look, we've been picky. No. Look, listen to me. We've been picky about WWE for months now, right? WWE is shitty in this way and it's shitty in that way. And
So
it's
we
shitty.
should be jaded and just say,
No.
oh, it's all
no.
boners and orgasms.
No. I'm just saying that we should not look at AEW and search out the issues. Yes, we will be critical of the AEW. When they make mistakes, Brian, we're going to call it out.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But at this moment in time, when my love for wrestling has been rejuvenated because of this resurgence of competition, I don't want to shit on that joy I'm having right now because Jericho had one too many Twinkies. I don't care.
Yeah, but final thoughts. Soji says it well, I think. He says AEW's on the right direction, but ribbing the WWE so early is not necessary right now because he doesn't give a shit until they air on TV. Save it for later for the new fans.
I'm saying it now. I'm not saving shit for later. I'm saying it now.
No, I don't think he's talking about us.
No,
he's talking about AEW. Shouldn't be taking the shots at WWE yet because they're not on TV. I disagree, Soji.
I think they should.
Yeah, because they're trying to build their audience before they get to TV. They don't want to debut and nobody watches it. Think about all the TV shows you see that you watch the commercial beforehand and you're like, oh, that looks good. Oh, so-and-so's got a new show. I want to check that out. You know, you don't just suddenly flip through the channels and watch a new show. You have to at least see a commercial.
And just to make another point to it, tonight's Raw, which is their flagship show of fucking ever, right, was worse than any episode of the old SmackDowns, the old pre-recorded SmackDowns, or the Saturday morning shows, or any of these fucking virtuosity. I forgot all the names of their stupid little shows. But I saw Velocity. Yeah. Those were all better in comparison to what we saw tonight on Raw. What used to be your dumpster fire shows are now archived better than your current model. Yeah, I'm excited about the AEW. I'm fucking thrilled. I love talking about MJF and Hangman and all this with Brian. I'm glad to see Brian get all excited.
Yeah,
his indie bones going.
Woo!
Yeah,
got my juices flowing. My final thought, I just want to leave it. I just want to know if Mitch will get involved with the whole Jericho and Moxley feud. If you remember Mitch, the Plant. I don't know if he has a 90-day compete clause or if he's...
No, but I heard Rambling Rabbit's still trying to get out of his contract. I saw that. AEW wants him bad.
Tomorrow night, SmackDown after SmackDown. Join Adam and Brian and Bob. See ya.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Marked Out Podcast is produced and edited by You Record Studios and is recorded live from Charlotte, North Carolina. Subscribe, follow, and listen to us live following WWE programming on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Download the podcast by following us at podbean.com or subscribe on iTunes and Apple Podcasts. While you're there, go ahead and give us an honest and fair review and rating. Finally, if you have enjoyed our product and would like to see us grow, please donate to us by visiting the donation link below our live video, or you can donate via Venmo and Cash App at the handle Ravepro. That's RAVEPRO.
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.
Housekeeping. Housekeeping.
Come back later, please.
Housekeeping.
Not now.
Housekeeping.
Go away.
Here are your Marked Out Wrestling housekeeping notes. Stay informed through social media by following us on Facebook, facebook.com/markedoutthe1, Instagram @markedoutwrestling, Twitter @smartmarkshow. Join us live and subscribe on YouTube, Marked Out Wrestling Podcast, or Twitch, Marked Out Wrestling. Listen to us using Apple Podcast, iTunes, or Podbean the following day. Send us your thoughts and opinions, or upload your custom audio segments to us using WeTransfer.com via email, markedoutpodcast@gmail.com. MOWP are members of the Electronic Media Collective and Bubba the Love Sponges, Bubba Radio Army. You can listen to us on demand on either platform. Get connected. Get connected.
Oh my God! I said no. Okay, I clean. I stick finger in your mouth. Housekeeping.
Okay.
Okay.
Show me the money.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Hello, Marked Out Wrestling listener family. This is Rody Rob, the executive producer of the show, and I'm excited to tell you about some great ways to help us continue to bring you great pro wrestling fan perspective in the coming year. Visit markedoutgear.com and browse our new line of apparel and gear. You can grab a shirt or gear with some of our favorite catchphrases from the show or some of our original concepts. And don't forget to use the promo code SmartMarkShow for 10% off of your entire order. Independent wrestlers, we'd love to support your growth by offering you a platform to market yourself. Email us, markedoutgear@gmail.com, if you are interested. We will take a minimal cut while giving you up to 90% of the profits. Also, join one of our monthly tiers on Patreon. Visit patreon.com/markedoutwrestling, and if you choose the Marking Out tier of $20 a month, we will send you an MOWP shirt as a thank you. Finally, visit collarandelbowbrand.com and use the promo code MARKEDOUT, that's all caps and one word, to receive 10% off of your entire order of Al Snow's popular pro wrestling brand apparel.
Show me the money! Show me the money! You my motherfucker!
And thank you for your support.